just the universe.
Oh, okay.
Just and in general, kiss my
There.
kiss my ass. Pretty all right. How's your room?
It's nice. I think it's funny that our wallpapers are the same pattern, but mine is white and yours is black.
Yeah,
Thank
and
you,
we've
2 hours.
in these same dressing rooms every time we've come here in DC.
I don't know if I've
I've
ever
never
noticed
noticed.
that though. Have you? Have we talked about
Thank
this?
you, 2 hours. No, I haven't talked about it before,
Huh.
unless we have and we forgot
That seems entirely likely.
entirely.
Um, it's the last day of November.
And I believe it's a new moon tonight.
What the? What's that going to do to us?
Well, it's more potent to the mutable signs. Cancer, Pisces. Wait, not Cancer. Virgo, maybe Cancer, Pisces, Sagittarius. I can't remember who's all
Sure, the
mutable.
mutable ones.
The mutables. Well, that got viewers dropping quick.
They don't like the mutables?
I guess there's mutable prejudice. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know enough about the mutables. Um,
But it is
if
nice that our opening song becomes true a little less than halfway through our tour.
Yeah, it's nice when it becomes
Yeah.
true. I hate lying.
Do you think our audiences fall for it in November when we sing that it's December?
I just think they suspend their disbelief because they're nice.
Do you think they freak out and like get out their Zelle and pay their rent immediately?
Oh my God. I don't think that would be everyone's first reaction if they
That
thought it
was
was
my
a.
first reaction whenever I learn about what day it is. Um,
You don't have that set up on auto pay, baby.
no.
No.
We got a sold out show tonight in Washington, D.C.
And that stands for District of Columbia.
Mm-hmm.
So,
And then we have a lot more cities to go to.
yeah, yeah, a whole
Jinx,
month's worth.
a whole month's worth. The, does it feel like we've been on tour for a long time or a little time to you?
Well, tour is interesting because every day feels like a week. And um, our lighting operator and stage manager, Mike, explained the science behind it, which is like, when days feel really fast, it's the days where you're like just going through your routine and everything's normal and it's exactly what you expect and blah, blah, blah. And then, but for us, we're in a new place every day. So even though we're doing the same thing, it feels different every day, which makes the day feel like it goes slower, which makes it feel longer. And then we do our show, and then the show's over, and we're in a new city, and that feels like weird to your brain, right?
Yeah.
It's kind of like how when we were filming reality TV, we had to say last week, but it was yesterday. It does the same kind of thing to your brain.
Yeah. I feel very much that um I it feels like we've only been doing this for a week and also we've been on tour for years.
Yeah, yeah, this is the only life we've ever known.
Yeah.
This year, because I mean, last year, yes, but this year, because we didn't go to the UK at all. We've really just been living on our two tour buses the whole
Oh,
time.
that is a big difference. Yeah.
So it really feels like a traveling carnival in the Dust Bowl era. Like we're a family, a chosen family of, you know, freaks.
I wish that our tour buses had those fold out stages on the side.
Yeah. And then we could busk for our shows,
Hmm.
and the dancers could make a little side hustle out of
Yeah, we
it.
could sell all-purpose tonics.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I guess I'm going smoky tonight because that was a lot darker than I thought it was going to be. I can still fix it, make it
I
lighter.
like that we're both just poking ourselves with our fingers right now.
I started using my fingers for this step because I started taking the makeup off my eyes um, when I remembered I don't have eyebrows.
I used to finger paint my whole face. Now I only use it for my beard cover. By it, I mean my finger.
My finger. Well,
Well, what are we going to talk about
well,
now?
I don't know. Holidays, I guess.
Somebody just said, "Are you reading the comments or wasting my time?" And that was the first comment I read.
Whoa, wasting my time?
Yeah, their time is being wasted. Listen, you're the one who's just sitting looking at a live on Instagram. We are not responsible for you for that. You could be outside right now.
You should be outside
You should be
right
outside.
now. Why aren't you
Go play
outside?
outside. Get a
Go
couple of those
play
little bit of kids
outside, you
together. Play
little
some stickball. Play some kick the
ruffians.
can.
You little ne'er-do-wells. You little no-good-nicks. What is wrong with people? What happened to manners? Whatever
Whatever
happened
happened to
to fair dealings?
someone wants to know what we think of the Death Becomes Her musical, but
We
when would
haven't
we have
seen
had time to
it
look at
yet,
it?
but we might be able to see it
We
soon.
might be able to see it
We might be
soon.
able to give an opinion on that soon, but I can say this. I hate to name drop, but Megan Hilty and I shared a
You
dressing
do
room.
not hate to name drop. Why
I
would you even say
hate
that?
it. I hate to name drop that my friend Megan Hilty and I go way back. No, we shared a dressing room in Provincetown many years back when she was pregnant, and I was rolling a joint in the dressing room, not realizing she was coming in early that day. And she said, "Thank God I'm not turned off by the smell of weed, or I could have just walked in and started puking," because she was so pregnant.
Well, uh, uh okay.
And then
So
she said, "Reminds me of when I lived in Seattle." Yuckity, 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 yuckity. So that's how I feel about Death Becomes Her, the musical. Megan Hilty is she can hang, she can chill.
well, it's a good thing you told that super important relevant story and hate to name drop.
Funny. So, what are your feelings on the musical?
I'm looking forward to seeing it. And when I first was hearing about it, I felt very much worried because it's a
It's
movie I
so
love so much. And,
important for that.
and it feels like you don't, and it feels like, I don't know, it just feels like you don't mess with it. But I have heard really good things, and so I'm excited to see it. And it seems like, you know, you get enough gays involved, and they're going to be
Anything can
reverent.
happen. Miracles come true.
Miracles come true.
So are we answering questions or are we just wasting our time? I can't let that go.
All right. So someone's question is, loved your show in Detroit. What's your answer, Jinx?
Thank you. The show
Someone
in
else's question
Detroit.
is, someone else's question is, hi mothers. What's your answer, Jinx?
Um, I don't know how I gave birth to you. I had my tubes tied. Get away,
Someone else
strange child.
says, someone else says, are you coming to Transylvania?
Oh my gosh, I wish. Why aren't we going to Transylvania, Dela?
I I don't know.
Does it
I
still
guess,
exist?
well, if they want us to come there, then yes.
But
And
it
also it does because a few
and
years
also
ago, I
it
remember
does.
Elvira was Elvira was like hosting a tour group there. It was like a trip to
Wonderful.
Transylvania, and Elvira was the host, which would be amazing.
I was worried maybe, you know, things change when you're not paying attention. Like Camelot. Turn my back for 10 minutes. Camelot's gone, right?
Yes, that's right. Someone said, "Have you seen Drag the Musical?" I saw it twice, but I haven't seen it in New York yet. Jinx, did you ever get to see it?
I have not gotten to see it, but Sky got to see it and loved it.
It's very, very good.
I've heard only good things about it.
Yeah, I was
Sisters are
very impressed.
doing it for themselves.
Sisters are, in fact, doing it for themselves.
That, that can be confirmed. Uh, uh, how does it feel having Pirate Diva future on your resume? I feel a lot like Dela. Did you ever watch uh the Power Rangers?
Yes.
Did you make it to the later seasons when their enemy was Diva Tox, this like space pirate
No.
with oh, she was fabulous. She was such a drag character. And then Brandon Rogers is friends with the actress who played her, and she seems just as fun in real life. So that's how I feel. I feel like Diva Talks.
Love that for you.
Thank you.
Oh, hi, Electra. It's Electra. Hi, Electra.
It's Electra. Do, do,
Mm,
do, 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 do. That's
miss
the
you.
hustle.
Miss you. You've been making such beautiful dresses for Varla.
You know, Varla is living her best life, as far as I can tell.
I mean, always, but what in particular is making you feel that way in this moment?
Just, all those
Well,
dresses.
her current tour that she's doing is amazing. Did you get to see this current show?
Which one's
The
the
Errors
current show?
tour?
Yes,
So good.
yes, I did see it, and it is very good. Yes. It was the only show I think I got to see when I was in Provincetown briefly this summer. Jinx, who is your favorite ukuleleist? That's pretty easy. Um, it's Amanda Palmer because that's the only reason I know how to play the ukulele. Amanda Palmer has a song called Ukulele Anthem that changed the way I felt about everything, really. And I left my house in a flurry and bought a ukulele and came back and started teaching myself. Amanda Palmer, she's a cool person.
She's a cool
We
person.
we're on a painting that Amanda Palmer commissioned. You can go to her Instagram page, Amanda Palmer. We're part of a drag queen Last Supper oil painting that she commissioned, and the proceeds of the merchandise based on the painting go to charity. So, hey,
Which is really awesome.
yeah, it
And the
is
story of
very
how that
awesome.
came about, I think, is really cool, which is that Amanda posted, I mean, you know this, Jinx. I'm just
Yeah,
telling other people. Amanda
yeah, I know.
posted a uh, image of a drag queen Last Supper that she thought was cool, and she posted it to her Instagram. And then a bunch of people flagged that it was AI, and she and sort of we're having the conversation on her page about sort of the way that uh takes away from artists, uses their work as a source of information and takes away work from them. And her response to that, rather than like getting defensive in any way, and one of the things I love about her is that she is always willing to like roll with like, oh yeah, this idea makes sense to me. And then so she was like, that's a really important point. I'm going to commission a painter to make a Last Supper painting with a bunch of
Real
drag queens
drag
I admire.
queens.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's very, very cool because now that image that people were sharing, for a moment because it was the statement is powerful, especially after everyone freaked the flip out at the freaking frickin' Olympa frickins, Olympa frickets. And anyway, it's a cool painting. Peaches Christ is depicted as Jesus Christ. It's just perfect. And anyway, Amanda Palmer. Uh, we'll be in Boston.
Yeah, we're going to be in
Yeah.
Boston. Is that
Nothing.
she has a song called Boston.
Yeah.
We're going to be there. And I was
Yeah.
born there.
Yeah. Where? What hospital? Boston Electric?
Boston Electric Hospital.
Yeah, I thought so. The Boston Big Hospital.
Mm-hmm. Um, yeah, Mayor, my assistant, they don't like the term assistant. They like to be called my butler. My butler Mayor likes to call me, when they learned that I was born in Boston, they started calling me Boston Baked Ben.
That's good. Um, Sky prefers. Well, I call Sky my friend assistant, and they're also chill with familiar. Um, Butler's very funny. What about a valet?
What about a valet?
Like, that's a very formal term.
Should we also have valets? Maybe we
Yeah.
should more
Someone asked
staff.
if we weren't performers, what would we be? And I'd probably be an English teacher. That was my plan. That was my plan until I found the acting school I wanted to go to, and then I ditched the idea of being a high school English teacher.
I think I would live in a humble shack on Walden Pond, and I would have a long gray beard, and I would spend my days uh, bird watching and painting landscapes on an easel outside of my shanty.
I guess if it was like,
Oh, and
what
for
would I
money,
be?
I'd be just rich.
Um, I guess if it was like, what would I be if I left the life I currently live? Because, like, I don't know that I'd be able to just go be an English teacher right now. But like the first plan I probably would enact is moving to Amsterdam and disappearing from America, U.S. society.
Yeah, I guess Walden Pond is sort of my fantasy now, but also I have a fantasy about working at a soft serve stand in the country. I don't know why. It's just a fantasy I have sometimes. And then I think if I had never, if like somehow drag queen was removed from my life as a concept and from the world as a concept, I think I'd still just be waiting tables. I loved waiting tables. I did it for 10
Yeah.
years and I loved it.
I just came up with a good plan for us, though.
Oh, what
This
is it?
this should be our retirement plan. You and I and another drag queen we both get along with, we should go on the road, find a small town, to Wong Fu it, and then live there. Live out our days there.
Okay. So we just like turn a bunch of old ladies into drag queens
Yeah, and then live there.
and kick out an abusive husband.
Yeah, all of them.
Okay.
And then the town, and then we'll live there.
Who's the third drag queen? Is it Monet? I feel like it's Monet.
I feel like it's Monet too, and Peaches. You know what? We'll have Peaches in a in a rocking chair on the roof of the car.
In my imagination right now, Peaches just already lives there.
She's one of the old
Yeah,
ladies
and
we have to turn into
playing,
drag
but
queens.
she's playing Big Edie. She's in bed. She's in bed shucking corn.
Perfect. This is a great retirement plan.
Somebody just said, "Do you also hate Christmas movies?" But I don't know what they're saying also about.
Yeah, what else do we hate? Or are we like all like do they hate Christmas movies and they
Oh yeah, maybe
want to
that's it.
insult
But
us?
I like Christmas movies a lot, and in fact, on our tour bus, we have like a running list of Christmas movies that we need to get through. Although I think I need to actually write them down and put them on the wall because when it's time after the show, when it's time to watch movies, we can never remember what we talked about. So far, the Christmas movies we've watched are Rudolph, Elf, and Blade.
I feel like it's been a long time since a new one set out to make a good Christmas movie, with happiest season being the exception. I mean, I saw this commercial for some action Christmas movie with The Rock as some
Oh my
kind of
god.
Christmas assassin,
Yeah, I
and
saw that.
I don't know what that's all about, but I do know it does not take me back to my nostalgic youth. It makes me scared of Santa Claus. Why is he siding with this guy?
Here's the thing. New Christmas movies aren't for us. They're like, when Elf came out, I feel like older people were like had said the same thing, right? But it's nostalgic for us. Like new Christmas movies are for young
I
people so that they
guess, but why do young people want to watch rock kick ass
oh,
on Christmas?
because kids are not smart.
And violent, apparently. Why, why isn't Dolly Parton saving Christmas anymore? It felt like Dolly Parton always used to save Christmas.
Well, Christmas in the Square or whatever came out in 2020.
Oh, okay.
So that's pretty
I guess
recent.
she's still saving Christmas. Cute.
Christine Baranski was in that too, right?
Sure. I don't hate Christmas movies, but I like very few of them. Muppet Christmas Carol, Nightmare Before Christmas, and Our movie.
I never got super into Muppet Christmas Carol. I'm a huge Muppet fan, but that one was the first Muppet movie they made after Jim Henson died. And for some reason, I was like, not for some reason, I was just like I felt like, how dare you make a Muppet movie without Jim Henson? That's how I felt at the time. Although I do like it, I think it's good. And I think there's been a lot of great Muppet movies since then. But my favorite Christmas carols are the made for TV animated one from 1970 something. Uh, uh, what's
Oh
the
yes, the 1970 something.
no, it's really good. It's the animator. Oh my god, I'm blanking on his name. Uh, he was the head animator of Who Framed Roger Rabbit, and he animated the Pink Panther title sequences that we all know. Anyway, he's brilliant, and it was so good. And it's like based on the illustrations, like the etchings. Anyway, that one's really good. And I also love Mickey's Christmas Carol. That's the one I grew up on.
Mickey had a Christmas Carol.
Oh
What
yeah,
didn't Mickey have?
Mickey had a damn good Christmas Carol.
Oh wait, I think I remember seeing some. Wasn't Scrooge in that?
Scrooge was Scrooge. Scrooge played Scrooge.
Finally.
Um,
But that wasn't his debut, right? DuckTales was Scrooge's debut, right?
no, the Mickey's Christmas Carol predates DuckTales by like quite a bit.
Oh, so DuckTales was a spin-off of Mickey's Christmas Carol?
No, it was just a show. It's like the
But
same as how
Scrooge McDuck was introduced in Mickey's Christmas Carol?
I think he might have been, but I'm actually not sure. But it's like, but that's what Disney was doing in that era. Like they did Tailspin, like Baloo was a pilot. Like that was
Oh
not a
yeah, I
spin-off of
remember
Jungle Book.
Tailspin. It's
Uh,
the same Baloo. He's the
Yeah, and
same Baloo.
yes, and Chippendale's Rescue Rangers was like Chippendale used to be like non-verbal
Oh
like tree
yeah, I
stealers,
know.
but then they made them
Preschoolers.
into Rescue Rangers, whatever those are. So anyway, Disney was like doing a really weird thing then.
When the cold wind comes, it chills you to the bone. But there's nothing like life. But there's nothing in life that chills your heart like years of being alone. There goes Mr. Humbug. There goes Mr. Grimm.
Do you know what I thought was weird mostly about that was that up until then, I think all of the Muppet movies had been like the Muppets in a human world being like the outliers. And suddenly Michael Caine was just a human in a Muppet world.
There's other humans in Muppet Christmas Carol. There's plenty of other humans.
Yeah, but like
It's about a, but the ratio is about 50-50.
do you think it's 50-50? I think there's more Muppets than humans.
Well, probably main character
All
wise, yes.
right, well, let's go in and count.
Well, I mean, Scrooge is a human, his nephew's a human,
Well, that's just
his
genetics. Have you
love
been
is a
watching
human.
any movies on your bus?
No. Well, we watched Bridesmaids the other day.
I'm like really giving everybody a close up of my nostril right now, but something upsetting is happening.
In your nostril?
No, on the outside of my nostril. But it's hold on. I have to fix my nostril.
Hold on, I have to fix my nostril. What is going on there? There goes Mr. Humbug. There goes Mr. Grimm. They gave you a prize for being me. The winner would be him.
That's my little Broadway baby.
Old Scroogey loves his money 'cause he thinks it gives him power. If he became a flavor, you would bet that he'd be sour. We saw Wicked. That's something we
Who?
saw.
Us?
You and I.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
It was great.
Great.
I have to say, no, I don't have to say it.
What? What were you gonna have
No,
to
I'm just
say?
like, no matter what you say, half the internet will be mad at you. I enjoyed it more than I enjoyed watching it on stage.
Wow. I'm gonna text Kristen right
Well, I
now.
didn't see her in it.
I'm just teasing. Um, all my brushes fell out, and instead of putting them all back, I'm just gonna find them when I need them.
I had the most beautiful nose contour going, and then I had to scrape my nostril off, and now it's all for naught. But listen, I just got to keep moving. Time is of the essence. It's 6:26, Jinkx.
Uh-oh. Our show's at 8 tonight in DC. Tomorrow we hit where? Where are we
Oh God.
tomorrow?
Uh,
Probably like Philly. That's what Kevin said at the meeting. The
Philly.
city of brotherly love.
Yeah, I can't remember all the places we're going
Reach
this week, but
around.
I know we're going to be in Boston, um, and then next week we're in New York. So
New
we'll be in some
York.
places between here and then. What is this our third show of this chunk? We have a five shows in a row. I think this is number three,
This is
right?
three of five, yes.
Then I'm gonna guess goes Philly, Boston, then New York. That's my guess.
That makes
Go to jinxanddela.com
plenty
to
of
confirm
sense.
and see when we're coming to your city, or see if we already went there and you missed out because you weren't paying attention, and pay more attention in the future.
Or get tickets to our show at the King's Theater in Brooklyn because that's a good destination
That's
location to
true.
see the show. That's
So
like
is
if
LA, and so
you,
is Vegas. Those are all good destination shows.
yeah, New York, LA, Vegas. Great destination shows. If you want to make an event out of it, you still have time.
There's still time.
There's still time. You there, young lad. What day is it?
Oh, it's Christmas Day, sir.
The spirits can do it all in one night. Why, of course they can. They're spirits. I want you to go get that
The one
goose.
is is me.
Yeah, go get it.
All right, it's gonna
Meet me at the
be hard to
Cratchit
carry
house.
because we're the same size. It's a lot to
Give-
ask of a child who is a
Meet
starving
me at the
orphan of
Cratchit
a
house.
goose.
Shut up. I've had a change of ways, you little urchin. Go buy a turkey for me.
It's a goose, I think, right? Or
I'm
is it a
sorry,
turkey?
a goose.
I've never eaten goose. Have you?
No, I hear it has a smoky flavor, but I bet it's also a little gamey, huh?
I don't know. I really like duck. Does it taste
I
like
bet it's
duck?
closer to duck than it is to turkey. You just think of the sounds they make.
A lot of people don't like turkey. I like it.
I like turkey. It's a hearty, versatile,
It's more
lean
interesting than chicken. Chicken's not a very
protein.
interesting meat.
People
It's
ask us
also
where we
not a
get
very
our
interesting
ideas
conversation,
from.
but somebody just asked what something about my how old my shirt is. This has been my makeup shirt for a long time.
Yeah,
It's my makeup
a
shirt.
lot of there's a lot of lives of us with you in that shirt.
I that is true. I'm a
That is
creature of
true.
habit and I like circumstances to be the same.
That's
There's
your
so many things that are different all the time. We're always in a different place. We never have the same setup of a dressing room. We never have, so I always like, I want the things that I have that I like. I need my makeup set up a special way. I need my candles burning. I have my holiday scents because of the holidays. I have my this one's called gingerbread and grins. It doesn't really smell like grins, but it does smell like gingerbread. And this one's
I'm sorry,
balsam fir.
but what?
It smells like
Grins?
gingerbread.
Like grins as in smiles?
Yeah, it smells very good. I got to get in the mood.
I think that's your Virgo cusp.
What? Getting in the mood?
No, having to have everything a very particular way, especially since the space changes every day.
I think that's probably a lot of traveling. Like you're the same
Yeah,
way,
and I'm a Virgo.
right? But I bet a lot of like traveling
Yeah.
folks are like that.
Yeah, yeah, but let's make it about
Let's make it
ourselves,
about
please.
us. All right. I could poke at my nose all day, but I'm not gonna. I'm gonna powder. I gotta. I got shit to do, like eyeballs.
I got shit to do, so I'm gonna powder.
Somebody asked what our maybe what our moon sign is. I
Moon?
go. I go Libra, Cancer, Leo.
I'm a Leo moon. Cancer Leo rising. Cancer moon.
I don't know. I'm mixed up right now. Are we the same? That's so weird if we're the same. Anyway, somebody do our charts
We
before
can
this
figure
live is
this out.
over.
We can figure this out very easily. You have CoStar, right?
Huh?
Look, just check your CoStar real quick.
I don't know what that means.
Jayla, you're not on
What does
CoStar?
that mean?
When you say astrology And you say the word astrology. I'm of astrology for
I don't
everyone.
know that that's something that I need to be a part of. I don't need more. I don't need more apps.
Well, it's not like you really interact with other people, but you can see their charts if you want to. But mostly it's just personal. I feel like half the people in your life are already on CoStar and you don't even know
Maybe. I
it.
guess I don't even know it.
Yes, this is how all our conversations go, by the way, everyone watching. um, oh yeah, our birthdays are really close. That's why we have the same. That's why we're the same. It's because my birthday is September 18th and Dela's is the 24th.
Fourth.
So that's why we have such similar placements.
Yeah, we're only 6 days apart. And the same
So
year.
so it would make sense. And it's not the same year. Dela's 6 years older
Same
than
year.
me.
No, I have a lot more wisdom.
Wow. I would have agreed with you had I not recently delved into my past lives.
If you had a little more wisdom.
I haven't actually delved into my past lives. Just the one.
Do you have colors for the show? What does that mean? Like makeup colors? Dela always wears the same colors on her face because she doesn't wear makeup. It's just what she looks like.
That's just her face.
Well, that's
Jinkx
how I
is.
think of it. I'm like, I can't change the color because that's just because Dela doesn't wear makeup. I wear makeup to become Dela, but she's not wearing makeup.
Yeah.
That's just what she looks like. Like, like Elvira. Can you imagine? Like Elvira wakes up with that face. Like, what if she just did her makeup differently one day? But Jinkx, you mess around with your colors, right?
Just the eyeshadow, because I feel the same way. Like the rest of it is just Jinx's face. But it's like the base is Jinx's face, and then the colors that I put on that day are what, Jinx's makeup is. But the colors for the holiday show, I guess, range from metallic silvers and coppers. Sometimes I do a light purple theme. Sometimes I do a light blue. Today's a rust theme.
This is Dela's eyeballs. This is what she has on her eyeballs. Always. Somebody said,
Okay.
how often do you guys go by your drag names versus your real names? What's a real name?
Well, Dale and well, I feel like most drag queens I interact with, we just call each other by our drag names all the time
Yes.
because we're like X-Men or superheroes in that way. But I don't know. Some people call Dela by her um Govey. I don't hear it very often.
Yeah, not a lot of people. I actually like I
Phased
find
it
it
out.
very jarring. Sometimes I think people who don't know us think they're being like more familiar if they call us by our given names. And I find it deeply jarring.
Yeah.
Like it actually makes me sort of uncomfortable. And I also, when somebody's like, "Oh, I'm friends with blah blah blah," and they're talking about another drag queen I know, and they use their government name, I'm always like,
I
"No, you're not," because you wouldn't call them that.
Thank you. A little past 90 minutes.
Thank
Um,
you. A little past 90 minutes.
uh, Um, I will say that I felt exactly the same way until I changed my out of drag name, and now I feel like people are giving me a little wink and a nod, like, "Hey, Hera," like I don't know, maybe because I now like the name that is my out of
Well,
drag name. I
it's
don't
also a
mind it in the
chosen name.
same way. Yeah, it's a chosen name. Yeah, I don't know. It feels affirming, and at the same
That makes
time,
sense.
you know, I would rather just be called Jinx full time. She is who I created for the public to see. I'm happy that like my career like took off with my drag name in place. I'm happy I never had to abandon this part of myself to have my career that I wanted. And I that's why I keep Jinx as my stage name because it just feels like an accomplishment. A drag queen made it there, you know?
Yes, Henny.
Yes, Henny, work.
Is it less than 90 minutes? I need to move on. I can really just like push foundation around on my face for a long
That's
time if I'm not careful.
why I had to be like powdered before we started the live, so that if I got distracted, I would still be ahead of schedule.
It's really crazy how when we try to talk on live while we do our makeup, I get worse at makeup and talking.
Both things suffer. Well, I think like this is a good place anyway to bow out for a bit. Would
Oh,
you
you're sick of
ever
me?
prefer to get made up by a professional makeup artist, or do you only touch your own face? I have recently Um, Kale Teeter is the only person, the only makeup artist that I let do Jinx's face. Like if I'm gonna be Jinx, 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 on stage and performing or on television. But when I'm doing photo shoots or promo things, I let the makeup artist do it, and then I ask them if I see something that seems really wrong. I say, "Would you like to know what I do here?"
And I'm far too much of a control freak for that sort of thing, even though I don't actually, I get very bored doing my makeup. Whenever I've let someone else do my makeup, I've felt like I was going to have a heart attack.
That
Yeah.
tracks.
Yeah. Yes, sure does. I'm deciding to really embrace the phrase control freak.
Yeah, like you can. It's all about how you spin it. Make it fun. Make it fun and flirty.
Well, I'm just like, it's how I've gotten so much shit done. It's one of the ways I've gotten so much shit done. It's not the only way.
Yeah. Let that be your superhero name.
Control freak.
The Control
I
Freak.
like that.
And I'll be Screamerella.
Is your power just to deafen your enemies?
Yeah, I just scream very obnoxiously.
Hmm. We can't wait to meet you in Cleveland either.
Cleveland, the city of Cleves.
What?
What's Cleveland known for? Oh, it rocks!
Yeah,
I forgot. Cleveland rocks.
Cleveland rocks.
Drew Carey told me that when I was very young. Why aren't
Punky the
there
Elf is
more?
doing well.
Why aren't there more drag queens like keeping the character of Mimi from the Drew Carey show alive?
I don't know. It feels really. I
Like
don't know.
it
She needs
feels
to
like she should still be in our zeitgeist,
Yeah,
right?
she really needs to like re enter the queer consciousness.
Yeah, yeah. It's time for Mimi to make a
Maybe, maybe you
Mimi from
could,
Drew Carey.
maybe that could be your, you could like lobby for that to be your next big Broadway role.
The Untold. It's the prequel to the Drew Carey show,
Mimi
the
the
Mimi.
musical.
It's called Me Me Me.
Wow,
Ah,
you really
woo!
tickled yourself with that one.
You gotta enjoy the small victories.
Ain't that the truth?
I think that was a joke on Frasier once. Niall says they published my article on the narcissist opera singer. I entitled it "Me Me 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 Me."
That's very funny. Oh my god, your laugh just shut down the sound on the live.
I know. It does that a lot.
Um, Frasier is a very well written program.
It is.
At least the first one. I haven't seen the new one.
I did that thing I hate.
You did what now?
Just nothing. Just
Oh, are you
nothing.
sure?
Well, I did not want my eyes to be this dark, but now that's how they'll be. There they are, and there they'll remain.
It's gonna look great.
Oh, it always does.
Wow. So
You
you
know
think
what
they're
I
really
mean?
pretty?
You should play Regina George.
I agree. One of my favorite roles I ever got to play was when we did uh Drop Dead Gorgeous with Peaches, and I got to be Denise Richards. I
Yeah,
love
you're very
playing.
good.
I
Becky
love
Lehman.
playing a, a villain, a bitchy,
Yeah, it's a
pretty
nice
villain.
departure, you know, from always playing the most popular pretty girl at school, like we always do
In real life.
in real life, day to day.
What are your fave good hobbies? Does that mean like do we have hobbies, or is that like what is our favorite hobby of other people, and what do you mean by good? Jinx, interpret that question.
Um, I like
First, tell me what you
lately.
think the question means.
I think I'm just gonna focus on the hobbies part, okay? And I like lately I've been listening to music while I stare empty at a wall.
Classic.
You know that old hobby.
Um, my favorite hobby is uh thrifting, flea markets, collecting vintage um
Cheerios.
glassware, decor. I have a lot of vintage barware. I find it very relaxing to just go like wander and look for things, and also like then you like learn about all the different like companies and styles, and uh I don't know. I find it, and then I'm like collecting. I find that to be like very soothing in my downtime.
Word.
Oh, I also like to do puzzles. I've been doing that a lot more. I rediscovered a love of puzzles in the last few years because I decided I wanted to like be on screens less. And I found that listening to music or audiobooks while doing puzzles is a nice way to spend an evening when I have an evening.
So, kids, this is what you got to look forward to later in
Well, and then the
life.
rest of the time you're traveling world famous drag queen, so
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
it like balances it
So,
out.
yeah, you got to find the balance.
Like I don't know that that's what I'd do if I like had a 9 to 5, but
Yeah, I'd still be an alcoholic.
yeah, that was a hobby.
Oh, yeah, yeah, I was great at that. That was a hobby. Ooh,
Hunky the
we're
Elf
t
is fine. Hunky the
we're
Elf
10
is doing
from a half
great.
hour. I mean, we're 10 from an hour,
Okay.
and I feel behind. Do you, where, is this normal for you?
No, usually I'm further along, but I have been here and it'll be fine, but I should hustle. Yeah.
I don't wanna,
Okay.
I don't wanna leave anyone unsatisfied.
Someone just read you for filth, Jinx.
In what way?
They said Jinx
Jinx, would you
would
get
get.
ready,
Oh, yeah.
ready quicker if she didn't stop to pose every 2 minutes? Posing is part of how I do the makeup. You understand. It's like
That's
the
true.
posing is how I know what it'll look like when I'm on stage going like this.
She's not wrong.
I'm not
All
wrong.
right. We're leaving now.
Bye, everyone. We love
It was
you. We'll
lovely
see you
chatting
in the
with you.
cities that we talked about.
Mwah.
Jinkxandela.com.